Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for the daily Reiki micro session. We're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki, and then after that, we'll do 5 minutes of free for all questions or cards of the day. So, I am setting the intention on the Reiki for whatever will benefit each of you as individuals the most. And then, if there's something more specific that you would like the Reiki to focus on, then feel free to adjust that intention. Those of you who are watching after the fact, know that all you have to do is set the intention to receive the Reiki, and you can benefit just as much as those of you who were here for the live session. Okay, so let's get the Reiki started. Look at you, Willie Dog's mama. You're already in here. Diane Lennon, hello, hello. Good morning. You guys must have been sitting on your computer whenever I logged on. Cheryl Hegg, hello, hello. Good morning. We're starting Reiki at 10:25 Mountain Time here in the United States. That means we'll wrap it up at 30 after the hour. Oh, gotcha. I noticed that with the super chat too. So far, I've only got one notification on super chat, and I've gotten a bunch of them. I'm going to be happy when YouTube fixes that so I can see when people are doing that and I can at least acknowledge and thank them. Hello there, Carla Alley. Glad to see you here. You just finished your lunch. Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys are ahead of me. I just finished my breakfast. Not just finished. I did some things around the house too. Took out the trash, washing my bedclothes, my bed sheets, normal stuff. Ba-da-da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun. 4 more minutes of Reiki. Did you eat a healthy lunch, Willie Dog's mama? Oh, that sounds like fun. Very cool. Bum ba da da da, bum ba da da. Carla, I just feel you rolling around with a question already. I feel it coming up. Grilled cheese and bean and bacon soup. You know what? Grilled cheese sounds really good. I haven't had one of those in years. Carla Alley. It's not that bad to wash comforters. Hello there, Ms. Regina. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. How are you? Oh, I always put at least 2 slices. You have to be able to taste the cheese. I haven't had one in a long time because I really don't eat bread anymore. Every once in a while, I crave one. Today, I'm craving chocolate. I'm thinking about making brownies and using coconut sugar instead of regular sugar. Good morning, Ms. Gemma. Glad to see you. You're a big time foodie. Somebody accused me of being a foodie before. I do like to cook. I just don't do it very often because it's just me here. Oh, sheesh. That scared me. I apologize if it scared you too. Let's see. It looks like we've got 2 more minutes of Reiki. You like to eat more? I like to experiment. None of my recipes are the same. Every time I make them, they're a little bit different than the last time. Thank you, Ms. Gemma. Hello there, Ricky. Glad to see you, my dear. 1 more minute of Reiki. You're actually here before the Reiki's done today. You've been having a hard time doing that lately, Ricky. I'm glad you're here. Cake is your favorite? I used to do a lot of baking, but I'm trying to stay away from that type of stuff. So I was getting like a home chef delivery there for a little while, for maybe a couple of months, and I really enjoyed that because I was trying new recipes with food items I would never have used before. So that's starting to get me switched gears into enjoying cooking instead of baking. That's funny, Carla, because I heard you. I heard things rolling around, but I wasn't hearing like a specific thing. I just felt like it was a question, not a card. Right, Ricky? A cake was sent from God. I used to make chocolate chip cookies every Sunday for my brothers and my parents. They would watch the Sunday Disney movie on TV, and I would listen to it through the doorway, and my mom would pull up a chair to the counter for me and get everything down that was too high for me to reach. And then I would make the chocolate chip cookies, mix them all up, put them on the pan, put the pan in the oven, take the pan out, put the cookies off of the pan, and then on the commercials, my family would come in and eat all the chocolate chip cookies. So that's how I started out really being interested in baking. And that happened for years. Eventually, I didn't need the chair to stand in front of the counter, and Mom didn't have to pull the high things down. Very cool. All right, so we've gone a little bit over on the Reiki. Let me go ahead and shut that down. And now, free for all questions or card of the day. Let's open up the floodgates. Here we go. COD for Ms. Gemma. Ricky's got a question. Okay. Oh, that's a very general question, Willie Dog's mama. Can you think of a more specific way to ask what you really want to know? Gemma Croft Baker. COD for you, my dear. Oh, I think you've had this card before, maybe. Or maybe that was Manuela. Anyway, you've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is just telling me that there's somebody in your life who you've been very generous with, and you're starting to realize that your generosity really is not helping them. And in fact, it's kind of hurting you more than it's helping them. And so you're cutting it off. You're like, that's enough of that. Hope that makes sense for you, Ms. Gemma. Ricky wants to know, will she get her teeth fixed in late June? Will Ricky get her teeth fixed by the end of June? Yes, you will. You're going to have a choice about what to do to fix them. You are going to have the money to be able to do that, or the resources. Maybe somebody's helping you. But anyway, the resources will be there. There's something coming up that's going to be some kind of indecision. I don't know what that's about. I kind of feel like maybe it has to do with which doctor's actually going to do the work. Not sure why we would get a 10 of clubs in reverse in this situation. Not sure about that. But oh, okay. So if we're looking at like which doctor is going to do the work, this is not going to be your regular doctor. It's going to be somebody that you don't see regularly. And Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I really hate to tell you this, but I don't think you're going to be very happy with the final result. So if I was this and I was getting this spread right now about the teeth, I might be waiting and maybe looking for somebody else to do the teeth. That's what I would say to you, Ms. Ricky. Okay, Diane Lennon is up next. Right? Like if the energy says it's actually going to happen, I just don't think you're going to be happy with it. So I might change something going on there. Diane Lennon, COD. You're welcome, honey. Diane Lennon. Three of Pentacles in reverse, honey. This just tells me sometime within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, there was something that you were planning on collaborating with somebody else for, and they left you in the lurch, high and dry. For whatever reason, they couldn't be there. Maybe they were sick. Maybe they just didn't want to. I don't know exactly. This card just says that you were left holding the bag. So you were left with all the responsibilities, and they were doing who knows what. All right, so I hope that makes sense for you. That's true. Oh, so sorry. Cheryl Hegg, you're up next. COD for you. Cheryl Hegg, you got the Knight of Arrows in reverse. In this deck, I don't see him so much as a court card as I see him more as a situation. And this is telling me that you do have a situation you're trying to make a decision about, Ms. Cheryl. And this decision is one that you are really trying to, you're trying to like break down every little aspect of this decision and then add it all up and figure out what do you want to decide here. When this card comes in reverse, it really is some advice. It says just bottom line it. Don't put yourself through all that trouble to try to make this decision. Just hit the bottom line, make your decision, and be done with it. That's the advice with that. Save yourself a lot of heartache and a lot of headache and a lot of trouble. So that's for Cheryl. Question for Willie's dog mama. Okay, so you're coming up with something better? All right. Winona Lohman. Hello. I don't know if I've seen you in the room before. Glad to see you. Will you receive a abundance? Well, that's kind of a general question, honey. An abundance of what? Fresh air? An abundance of breath? An abundance of clothes? And also, I'd like to see you address that question. Not only will you receive an abundance of what, but also will you receive it by when? Do you want to say within the next 6 months, by the end of the week, whatever? I would like to see the window on this question narrowed down. If we ask a really vague, big question, we're going to get a really vague, big answer, and it won't be helpful. Let's narrow that down if we can, honey. Okay, Willie Dog's mama is up next. Let's do this. And that was the last question or card of the day. Will be Willie Dog's mama today. Is the insurance company working on a settlement for you? You're quite welcome, Cheryl. Today's a really nice day, but you can explain why, or you can't explain why. All right, let's see. Is the insurance company working on a settlement for Willie Dog's mama? I don't have a solid yes or I don't have a solid no. And generally what that means, Willie Dog's mama, is there's an answer that would be yes, that's kind of somewhere in the neighborhood of this. And there's an answer that could be a no that's somewhere in the neighborhood of this. So the first thing that we have coming up, let's just walk through this really quickly. The first thing that we have coming up is the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant in reverse tells me that they are not looking to make any kind of long-term commitment. Nine of Cups in reverse. This is not having your dreams come true. I don't think I have to explain that. This is the Star card in reverse, which says there's not a lot of hope here. And then we have the Judgment card. To me, this talks about some kind of legal case. I know normally that would be justice, but for me, this is a Judgment card. Like this is going to have to be like legally pushed for them to do that. And even then, they have no enthusiasm towards coming up with a settlement for you. So even though this is kind of a not really kind of, kind of a tie thing, like really a non-answer, I would say if we look at the details of this non-answer, I would say that if they are working on a settlement for you, they're not doing it in any kind of way that is in your best interest for sure. And the only thing that's really going to push them forward at all would be something legal that happens. And even when something legal happens, I don't see them, like if you go into mediation or something, I don't really see them being all enthused about coming up with a settlement for you at all. Whoever gave me that thumbs up, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are looking at a new dentist? Oh, yeah, maybe you want to stick with the old dentist. I wouldn't, you're not going to be happy with what happens with your teeth, that's for sure. Of money within a week. Now, that's a question that I can handle, Winona. You'll have to catch me tomorrow, though. Queen A. Richardson, hello, hello. Do I see anything for that? I can see lots of stuff for that, honey. I want you to ask a specific question, but you're going to have to catch me tomorrow because I'm just walking out the door here today. I guess it is. I guess it's a good thing. Right, Ricky? I would definitely be changing some things about that situation. And then once you make the changes, I would check in again on the energy and see if the energy's actually changed at all or not. And then if the energy still hasn't changed, I would change some more stuff. You know, let free will play and play and play until it makes a difference. Or go back to the old one. Okay, guys, I'm going to take off. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate the company and you guys keeping me on my toes. Those of you who would like to schedule a private reading or have a 1 or 2 question pre-recorded reading or have a Reiki session, all you have to do is check out my website, www.amista.info, get my contact information, get a hold of me, and we'll get you taken care of very quickly. Peace out, everybody. Bye.